They were able to kind of do all of the measurements. We actually have, it's a much bigger space, which he was very excited about because he's going to be able to do a ton of lines. We're going to add a couple of hoops, and we're very, very excited about it. Is there any questions?
Beautiful.
Oh.
Great logo.
It is, I could tell you, it's a full basketball court, but I don't know the 70,000 square feet, over 7,000 square feet. Thank you, Mr. Akira. I appreciate that. So we're going to get some lines for some pickleball courts.
I did hear
so
that.
hopefully get some, so the, community, and we're able to do fundraisers out there, different house events. So we're very excited.
Okay. The fencing around the new court. We doing anything with the fencing?
It was out of our budget this year. So we discussed that option with a couple of the vendors that came out, and they said that is very expensive. The posts look good, but the mesh is... Yeah,
the post looks fine just from the kids.
Yes, from the kids pushing, and they play soccer without soccer goals, and so they said that that would have pushed us over about $200,000. He also said if we replaced it, it would be with a less hardy material, because what they used to build the fences with is just much more durable now. So he suggested, it would have been an opportunity for him to upsell us, but he suggested that, and a couple of them did, if you remember, suggested keeping it, and kind of they're going to do some maintenance and shore up some holes just for free, but that would be a different project that we'd come in and do that. So, any questions?
Any questions for Michelle?
Thank you to the foundation and all of the donors.
There's one comment. I think you did a great job with the RFP, and the proposal was very easy to read. So, that.
Yes,
another absolutely. Nice enhancement to our campus.
Very nice.
A huge thanks to Ms. Buchanan and Mr. Oliver for their help with that. They were instrumental to the RFP process.
Can I get a motion to approve Westlake WA Resolution 2608?
So moved.
I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item I2. Discuss, consider, and act regarding WA Resolution 26-09, approving a field usage agreement with Dallas Surf Soccer Club, LLC, and authorizing the head of school to execute an agreement that will carry out the intent of the resolution. Coach Jones, how are you?
How are y'all? Excellent. Are y'all staying dry? No, maybe. I was really wet at the golf state tournament yesterday.
We got second?
Girls got first. We got another state title under our belt, and then our guys got runner-up.
Like 58 awesome. State titles now, because we won.
We have 57.
Soccer.
We have 4.
Won. Wow.
Yeah, we have 4 this year. So girls cross country, and then we had girls soccer. Oh. We have girls are coming in hot. Girls golf, and then we have co-ed tennis, like tennis. Mm-hmm.
Great job.
And then we have baseball coming up on Thursday, Friday, and track on Saturday.
Okay.
Chance for more. We'll
job,
see everybody next month.
Great job.
Yes, surf. We actually have Michael Fruya. I was going to butcher that name. And Kenneth Spinks here with us tonight, and we'll be able to answer also any questions that you may have. Starting this contract with surf is an important next step in our athletic program. We have a beautiful new field that we're able to host continuous more games. We were able to get new revenue from those games. Also this year, surf also provided the lighting free of charge on the east side of the field, so we would be able to have night games after 6 p.m. We also have over 20 athletes, Westlake Academy athletes, that already participate for surf. So this also is going to be able to bring in consistent revenue over the contract, and we're super excited to be able to offer it, and also thankful for them that they came with the proposal.
So what is the revenue?
It's $120 per hour, and it'll be over the 5-year span of over $70,000 a year.
All right. I'll be honest. Unfortunately, I was a soccer dad for an eternity.
Mm-hmm.
It lasted long. We actually played with surf and every other football club in Dallas-Fort Worth area. It's soccer. It's really football in the real world, right? You go overseas. But that creates a lot of wear and tear on a field that the residents and some generous people in Westlake paid for. And I'd like to see something on what is going to be the impact of the field, on the field, and its longevity, and the paint on the field as well, for using it and adding outside users to the field. Because my goal is that field lasts as long as it possibly can and maintains the condition that it's supposed to have for a long, long time. Because we're not getting another one. This is the only one you're going to get. So we better be taking care of it the best we can. So that's my bigger concern. And then the hours of usage as well. If we end up having people there on the weekends, all the families, all the kids, if they're, typically they shouldn't be playing games there. It's probably practice only.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, you go look at the nightmare that exists in Trophy Club at their practice facilities up there. It's a race course getting out of the parking lot and then getting back home at night. It seems like everybody, especially the soccer moms and dads, are always in a rush as well. So I'm just saying, I don't think we need the money, personally. I think that, you could lease out the buildings too. Why don't we do that? And let's lease out the parking lot for special events. And I'm just saying, it's going to take some work to convince me that this is a smart thing to do, that we need to do it, regardless of what sort of soccer club it is.
There are very few ways for a school to make revenue. We're just not, it's not a business.
Not a business.
We have, however, there are lots of bills to pay. And so right now, we would love to have a fence around that field to protect it at all times. We're not able to do that. We don't have facilities funding to do that. We need lights on the east side of the field. We're not able to do that. So I know it's easy to dismiss $70,000 worth of revenue every year, but that is money that that can go right back into the school that we don't have in the budget right now. So wear and tear on fields, we're a small school. This field will never see the kind of activity that you would see if you're over at Southlake or Trophy Club or Keller. So this is a way to extend the use of that field, to create inroads with the community that we might not otherwise be able to make. These guys, the club itself and other clubs, I was a soccer mom too, and select soccer, I played on fields all over, and you know what that's like to get those partnerships with fields. So usually you're getting really good partners because they understand the tenuous relationship of that agreement. If things don't hold up, if they don't do their end, you're not going to see a continuation there. They've had a 7-year relationship with Christ Haven, is that correct? 7 years. So there's people in the area that have engaged with this club to rent their own facilities, and those kinds of year-over-year contracts don't occur if you're not working with good partners in that. So,
And Coach, the hours are after 6, correct? So
Correct.
School's pretty much parking, traffic shouldn't be an issue, and it's 4 days a week. Did I read that right?
Yes, Monday through Thursday
Monday
from
through
6
Thursday.
to 9.
Any weekends?
Very sporadically.
Okay.
Those would only be.
On occasion. So 4 days a week after 6 o'clock, that place clears out then. Thought I agree with your comment on it. How many kids would be at any one time? I know you got all different, you got the whole.
Yeah, probably max 3
Okay,
on the field
okay,
at the various time frames.
yeah. Yeah, I think, Todd, the only thing I wish I knew, and I should know, we put the turf field in. I know we did. That's one of the best turf fields we can put in. Life of that is supposed to be.
If we look at their responsibility in Section 7.4 of the agreement, so if there's damage done to the field,
Yeah.
it's their responsibility. We have to maintain. They are responsible for it.
Does this also include use of the locker rooms and the restroom facilities? And is that going to create extra workload for our facilities team?
The locker rooms will be closed. The bathrooms will be unlocked. And Coach Spinks is already a coach. He coaches our junior high team and also
okay.
our assistant high school team as well. So he's going to be on staff and can be there every game as well. I mean, every practice.
Okay, so we won't have to have additional facilities people there. Good to know.
It's good having him, though. We support him.
Any other questions? Listen, I just for the record, I don't vote, as you all know. I am supportive of this because, Kelly, I think your point, there's certain ways to $70,000 to athletics, helping us with the lights. We want to be good partners. It's a real compelling reason to me. I kind of went in before I met you guys, go, I don't want to do this. But then when I found out 20 of our kids from our soccer play on the select team, I like that. I like that they get to play at their house.
And what's so it's for how many years?
5.
And it's, do we have a termination capability after the year one if we don't like
Yes.
it? For whatever reason?
Yes.
All right.
And that was part of the deal. This year is really going to act as a pilot year so that we
That's
can
fine.
reassess at
That'll
this
make
time
me
next
happy.
year to
Right.
determine.
That'll make me happy.
And just to reassure everybody, Mr. Dwayne went through the contract extensively to make sure that
I'm sure he
everything was
did.
in alignment. Yes, so.
Really?
He did, yes.
Not here.
Yes, I know, surprising. He did. He's.
I do appreciate that.
If we can sunset it after a year, if it's not working out
Yes.
for us, then I'm going to not have a problem.
Okay.
All right.
One other
Thank you,
question
thank
is,
you.
how will scheduling conflicts be managed? Like, if we have an event that we're going to do,
Yeah, so we have what we do is we created a calendar. It's just a facilities calendar specifically for the turf. And hopefully to answer your question is that once we're able to kind of get full contracts in with lease agreements, we have multiple teams that also want to come and use the MPH and use, yes. But the thing is right now is that even our gym floor isn't able to have more kids on it. So we have a facilities calendar and all of our schedules, our events, our homecomings, all of the fun things that are happening, they will work around that. So we get first priority. The only thing that may come up is if all of a sudden we have a last minute change where Harvest Color says, hey, you can't make it to our field, so we have to have a home game instead of an away game. But then we just communicate on that end.
Which happens.
Which happens, yeah.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve WA Resolution 26-09?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Well done. Welcome to the Westlake family.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I ask one question, though? Not of you, sir.
Yes.
I was picturing Dallas Surf, like
Aye.
kids running around with boogie boards or surfboards or something. Where did that come?
So-
How did that come about?
So the origination of the company is out of San Diego. So thus the beach and the surf. We're one of now 72 affiliates across the country. My partner and I started the club, and we were number 34. So we were the first here in Texas. There's a Houston Surf now and a El Paso Surf as well. But fast growing company. But there's the genesis is San Diego Surf Beach.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good question, Michael. Agenda item I3. Discuss, consider, and act to approve the addition of one full-time counselor position for the school year 2027. Dr. Ritchie.
All right, so a little bit of background. When I came on almost 2 years ago now, they were in a transition with some counselors who were leaving the academy. They had the positions posted. I think maybe there had been a late notification that at least one of them was leaving. And we went through many interviews. Ms. Hughes came on because at that point the deficit was with the elementary school. They were going into the school year without a counselor. We had a middle school counselor and a high school counselor. Went through several interviews, just could not find anyone. We were still looking well into October, beginning of November, and everybody we were bringing in, it was obvious, was not up to the standards that we would want for any staff member that we were bringing on. So we decided at that point that we were going to wait until we could get a deeper pool of applicants, and we kind of made some arrangements at the campus level to make sure that K through 12 was covered with counseling staff. When we came into the end of last year during budget season, we were at a crossroads about whether or not we could actually add that third counselor back in because we knew the budgetary issues we were facing. So we had a counselor who exited, and we hired Ms. Leggett for our K through 6 students for this year, and Ms. Phillips has been serving our 7 through 12 students for this year. They've been a great team. We also have a dedicated college counselor, Mr. Tippin, who works primarily with our high school students and even more specifically with our 11th and 12th grade students during that transition and their college applications and all of those things. So we have been staffed. I would say that nothing's gotten missed, but our counselors are they are heavily worked. They're heavily tasked because we know what kids came back with from COVID, and I know we're all so tired of hearing about the everlasting effects of COVID, but the reality is we are still dealing with the aftermath of that. Adding a third counselor will allow us to have a dedicated middle school counselor. That is where we would consider the opening to be. Ms. Leggett will remain K through 5. Ms. Phillips will remain 9 through 12, which leaves that 6th to 8th grade range, which is one of the more vulnerable populations. If we're looking at the needs and the services, those are the kids transitioning up from PYP, they're making that adjustment with academics, they're making that adjustment in the teenage years, they're making that adjustment with learning how to, develop their social emotional skills. And so having that dedicated person to help with those years would be really beneficial. There is no magic pots of money, and we are still facing the same constraints that we were facing last year, but what we're doing right now in our current budget is really looking at where we can be even more efficient in other areas to free up funding for this additional position.
I thank you for doing this. I totally support this. And then, Kelly, this summer sometime, I would like you to kind of walk us through, or maybe with the counselors, just the ratios, how we think about that. I know I've talked to some of the surrounding hospitals. I just want to make sure we put together the best program for our students and teachers, right, that we can do. So this is a really good step in the right direction.
Do you guys have a candidate already or not?
We do not. The position posted yesterday contingent on, the budget.
All I'd say is, we should, just like in a business, always raise the bar.
Yes, absolutely.
I'd be looking for that person that's going to come in with more process-oriented thinking, data-driven personality, so that they understand the metrics, and then puts the real time into this, and not
Yeah, absolutely.
the necessary minimum. And if you can find that person, the entire organization starts improving along with that, because they set a new standard that everybody else has to keep up with.
Absolutely.
And I think we need to continuously raise the bar for everybody.
Yeah.
Michael?
It's a process question. Kelly's talking about the next fiscal year budget,
Correct.
right?
Yes, correct.
We haven't even looked at the fiscal year budget. Why does she need to come here now to talk about this position? Why isn't it part of the budget process where she's talking about the number of people that she needs? I'm confused as to why we're talking about this at this time. Not that I'm not in favor of it. I'm completely in favor of it. I don't understand.
And I can speak to that for sure. So what we're doing right now behind the scenes is we're in the budget build process right now. Because we're a school, the best candidates exist right now.
That's right.
So if we pass the budget in June and amend in July, by the time we get to the point where we could post that, after all of that work is done, all the good candidates are going to be gone.
And you've got to post the rec right now, which you've done.
Yes.
Yeah, we've learned that, just to be honest, we've learned that with various positions we filled over the last 4 years I've been involved. We got to get it posted now. Get the right candidate.
Maybe this is more of a global question. When we're talking about the strategic plan, we need to have Kelly have the opportunity to create an organization that she needs.
That's right.
And whatever number of people that is, and whatever discipline that is, we'll review it in the process. But it's her call. I understand why she needs to post it now. But why she needs to come to us to post it? I guess because it's not in your budget yet? Is that right?
Yes, I think that's it. I'm not sure. This is the way I was told that it had to happen. So.
Well, and listen, in the world we're in today, let's kill this with formality and process and get this job posted. Todd, well said. Get the best candidate we can.
Absolutely.
Continue to enhance the gene pool. And then, I know Wade's on a hospital board. We know that Benson, just whatever we can do in the community to help to make sure we have a great program. This board's supportive. Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the addition of one full-time council position for 26-27 school year?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Great job.
Thank you so much. We
Great
appreciate
job,
it.
y'all. Thank you. Okay, we will not go back into executive session. Future agenda items.
None that were mentioned
Okay,
tonight.
I got
No, sir.
one. I want
Okay.
to make sure that we have a process before the audit's issued going forward, that the auditor sit down with the board and go through a thorough review, that we get to ask questions and see things before, an executive session, before we issue the audit.
Okay, and you'd like that with
Be clear,
the,
including an executive session without management. That's just a normal process. You sit with the auditors, and it's us
Preview.
face to face with the auditors.
okay. Right. Alex, I'll probably need some help on that to make sure that we can get that in executive session without any issue.
Okay.
And then you want the entire council, not just the finance subcommittee. Just making sure I'm clear.
Yeah.
Entire council. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, again, we're going back to our corporate protocols. Anytime we had an audit, the auditors would meet with the management team and go over everything before it was released, before it was published, so we had a good idea.
The management team. You're talking about like board of directors.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
normal.
Wade, staff recap, board direction?
Everything passed. Thank you very much. And then we know you gave us some direction in executive session on the two items that we had there. We should be good to go. I'll get back with the council on those two items over the next week.
Excellent. Anything else from council? A reminder, there'll be a special meeting on Tuesday, May 12th at 4 o'clock to canvass the 5-226 election. Regular meeting will be Tuesday, May 9th.